What are the top priorities for HSA over the next 2 years?
Well, look, as a regulator, people know us first and foremost as a regulator. We have a very broad mandate in terms of we've got chemicals, we've got accreditation, and we've got marker surveillance, along with occupation safety and health. So it's going to be get the balance right within those resources. However, if you were to look at some of the key priorities in terms of the OSH, we see that the fatality rate has been coming down in the last number of years. We want to keep that trend going down. This year there are 32 at this moment in time, 33 fatalities, and we see that that's going to probably increase, unfortunately, before the year end. So it's going to be redouble our efforts there. And once I say redouble our efforts there, we want all the stakeholders that are at the event today, and such as yourselves, to engage and promote in the prevention side of the health and safety, because without the stakeholder engagement piece, we won't be able to do it on our own. It's to amplify that message, and that safety is everybody's business.
So what do you think are the biggest safety challenges Ireland will face by 2027?
Well, look, there probably will be no different than they are today. If you were to look at it just, and again, from the health and safety and from the OSH, the safety and health perspective, we see year on year the same contributing factors and the same hazards that are causing the accidents. So working at height, working in and around machinery, plant and equipment, they are the two number ones in terms of causation. So it won't be different in that regard. But if you were to look at the broader picture, we're now going to see that there's a construction, going to be a construction expansion in the government plans in terms of housing and increasing the housing and infrastructure we've seen in recent budgets. So that is all positive for Ireland. But in terms of the health and safety, obviously with that extra activity and looking for resources that might not be available here in Ireland, and trades, we may be bringing help in from abroad, which we've done before in the previous Celtic Tiger. So there's going to be challenges there in making sure that the people that come in, that they are fully equipped to carry out the work, but also that they're integrated into the safety management systems within the workplace that they are working. So it's going to be very important to make sure we get that balance right. And I suppose if you're to look then, when we talk about fatalities, we've got to look at what are the contributing factors in accidents. And if you were to look at the reportable accidents, it's still slips, trips and falls, and it's manual handling. So those things haven't changed. So we just have to redouble our efforts there and go back to basics. We heard there this morning, we've got the 2005 Act, and one of the principles within the 2005 Act is your risk assessment, your safety statement and risk assessment. If you assess the risks and put in the appropriate control measures, you will find that you will do an awful lot in addressing some of the hazards in the workplace and prevent those injuries. So it's back to basics. Start with the risk assessment, start with information, instruction and training, and engage the employees in the workplace, because the employees are the valuable asset within any workplace, and they know how the job can be done, so they should be part of that system in terms of determining how we can work together and work safely. And of course the safety representative within workplaces plays a key role in that regard.
So what are the key takeaways you think employers should take looking ahead?
It's not, health and safety is not complicated. It's very, very simple in many respects. We've been dealing with it now for a long, long time, and it hasn't changed dramatically. So it's going back, as I say, going back to the basics. Information, instruction, training, and the risk assessment is key. So employers need to engage with their employees in the workplace. They need to keep them informed about changes in the workplace, have them involved in what might be control measures or different aspects of process, because the person carrying out the work, in all fairness, probably knows more than the person that is managing, supervising. So it's important to involve them. So, and I think it's to be the proactive piece rather than the reactive. When something goes wrong, yes, we can learn from that, but it's too late. We need to collectively, stakeholders, regulator, need to be in the promotion and prevention and prevent that accident from happening and involve everybody. So it's key to have the workforce engaged, have managers and have supervisors engaged in terms of what are the employees carrying out, and that they have a voice in it to say how they can carry it out safely and work in harmony and work collectively and collaboratively in any workplace, and you will reap the benefits and rewards in terms of health and safety.
Thumbs up or thumbs down for AI?
Up, absolutely. We've got to embrace AI. It's not going to go away. It's coming. It's here. We're already using it. We don't know that we're already using it, but it is going to increase. So absolutely, there are benefits for artificial intelligence and the use of that in respect of. Yes, some people might say that we'll eventually do away with some jobs, but in doing that, it'll also create jobs. So AI is here to stay. So we've got to embrace it, not be fearful of it. So I'd say absolutely thumbs up.
So what keeps you passionate about improving safety every day?
Well, look, I'm working in the Health and Safety Authority for nearly 26 years. I worked in the construction sector. I went through college, and safety was not on the agenda, was not spoken about. It was more the technical side of it. My first real introduction, apart from the odd story from one of the lectures, but my first real introduction to health and safety and the importance of it was too late. We had an accident on a site over in England. That was when I got fully involved and engaged. And to think that I was such an influencer on that site in terms of my engineering and management, but I had not got the health and safety. And after that accident happened, I said, this will not happen again. So that's why I got involved in health and safety, and that's why I came back to Ireland and joined the Health and Safety Authority as the regulator. I went from, I suppose, the poacher to gamekeeper, but the added value. Everybody has the right to go to work safely and come home safely. Everybody has a responsibility, and safety should be. So once you're talking about people going, and unfortunately people lose their lives, that's not good enough. And people get seriously injured, life-changing, that's not good enough. So we add significant value in respect of the job. That's what makes it passionate. We're making a difference out there, and it's a very important role. Unfortunately, there are too many families have seen the other side of that, so we have an important role, so that keeps me passionate.